style. Thank you. How much is this?
I don't think this would fit you.
Well, I didn't ask if it would fit. I asked how much it was.
How much is this, Marie?
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
Look,
I got money.
I got money to
here.
spend in here.
I don't think we have anything for you. You're obviously in the wrong place. Please leave.
For people of size, it's a really alienating thing to go shopping.
When I graduated from high school, like, I couldn't find a dress, and it was really, like, painful.
It's kind of silly that it's taken so long because there's such a large majority of plus-size individuals out there who, of course, want to look nice, and, you know, it's not fair.
Fatty, 2x4, can't get through the dressing room door? Are you big bone? Got a glandular problem, but you still want the glamour? Don't worry about it. The Hefty Hideaway has got it all. This beautiful ensemble, being modeled by our lovely Tracy, is available in sizes 12 to 26. You heard me right. Big is beautiful. Hefty Hideaway, Eastern Avenue. You come on in today, you'll be awful glad you did.
My name is Carly Smith.
I am Annie Marlona.
We're at Fat Fancy.
Well, I mean, just shopping as a fat person is really not too fun. Like, there's not a lot of options. A lot of clothing stores are very expensive, or they don't offer the type of style that you might be into. If you go to a lot of stores, just don't carry plus sizes, so it makes it really hard to be a fashionable fat person. I just really wanted to make it easier for people of size to find cute clothing in their size, and also just for them to be able to have a positive experience while they're shopping, not for it to have to be so harrowing and awful. And also there's a lot of plus size shopping online, so I was really excited about having a store, an actual physical place where you could come into, experience finding cute things in your size, and it's been really great. People get really emotional, like, when they come in here. It's working, so it's good.
I'm Charity Gone, and I'm 31 years old. I wasn't the kind of girl who went on diets. I wasn't ever the type of girl who complained about being fat. But being bigger than, you know, like, I would hang out with my friends and they were so small and petite and their shoes were all tiny and cute, and I had these giant feet with size 11 and giant hands, and I was just giant, you know, just big. And you know, there of course were times I struggled with that, but then I just realized, you know, there's so many people out there and we're all shaped differently, and I can't make myself 5 feet tall and size 6 feet. Like, I just can't. Like, I could go on every diet in the world, it just never happens.
We had one girl come in, look for her prom dress.
Yeah, that one was really emotional for me because I had a really hard time finding a prom dress when I was in high school, and so it was really emotional for me that this girl could come in, and she came in with her mom and her sisters. She tried on several different dresses. She had like a few dresses to choose from for her prom dress, and like she found one that she really liked, and that was just like really emotional for me because I wish that I would have had something like that when I was in high school. So I mean, I don't know, that was really great, you know?
It's so sick, like, they put these images that no one can really obtain, like, no one can have, like, the most perfect everything, like, and I don't know, why would you want to? Like, it would make life really boring, like, you would just go through life just being this perfect creature, like that, it doesn't exist, and, like, what you think is perfect and ideal is maybe completely different to me. And I've never had a problem finding someone who loved me just as long as I was loving me, like, just as long as I liked me. I had all kinds of people around that liked me. I actually think being big my whole life was actually kind of a blessing in that kind of ways, because I didn't have the catalogs. Like, the catalogs, I could look at them, but they didn't relate to me. Like, I couldn't go buy that outfit.
Really, buying catalogs is, growing up and as an adult, has been such a horrible experience, because I get it in the mail and then, like, it doesn't fit right, and then it just sits in my house because I never get around to sending it back.
I had to go out to the thrift stores and find these really weird little odd pieces of plus size history, you know, and mix it with, like, pieces from now, and whether they be like the old lady pieces from, you know, Macy's or whatever. Like, you just have to make it work somehow, and you have to find your own style, and you have to make that work for you.
It really is important to be able to come and find clothes and try them on. And with vintage clothes even more so, because really, like, you pick something cute off the rack, you like the color, you like the style, it doesn't come in your size.
When you're fat, you kind of like wear your clothes out faster, so I think a lot of vintage clothes like kind of got worn out, or like people wore them every day, so it is harder to find plus size vintage, but there is definitely some out there. Yeah.
We have to go buy new stuff because most of the time, like, unfortunately, our clothes are dear to us, so we've worn them a bunch of times, and they're not even in a condition where you could even give them away. That's probably why you don't see a lot of larger clothes in thrift stores and everything, because they usually cost a lot of money, and if they fit nice, we wear them till they're gone, you know, like.
And the great thing about vintage clothing is that there were larger sizes made. A lot of people have this idea that there were no fat people before like 1980, you know, which is clearly not the case. There's some, you know, we've had some really beautiful, very, you know, plus size clothing that have come through the door here. But yeah, it's made to be altered. The seams are bigger, there's more material there. People just did that sort of thing. Whenever I or Annie goes into a vintage clothing store, there might be one or two things that we could even think about wearing. And that's if we even like what it is that we can fit into, you know? I mean, it could be totally gross. And so I think the whole great thing about Fat Fancy is here we have in one space an emphasis on plus size clothing that are vintage.
So a store like Fat Fancy, where they've taken that time to collect and people come in and donate their nice stuff, it's great. Like, you actually feel like someone actually made something, like, a part of Portland for you.
The community is like really supporting us, and we couldn't do it without them. Yeah.
Like, because all these girls get to have all this fun going to these thrift stores and these vintage stores, and us big girls, we get to just go along with them and watch them try on cute stuff. Like, it's kind of fun to, like, have them come and, like, just have a little section, and then, like, I get the whole store and they have to watch me try on cute stuff. Like, it's kind of fun and, like, haha.
Now, when I say Shazam, you tell me that I'm glamorous.
Yeah, we really want to reclaim the word fat, and just, it's a descriptive term, it's not necessarily a bad term, but we're hoping that it'll make people more comfortable with the word fat and with being fat in general, and just with loving themselves. And we're all about like having people love themselves and feeling like they look hot and making them look good, because when you're wearing something that fits you, that you feel good in, you're just like more empowered in the world, you know what I mean? And that's our goal, is we want people to like look good and feel good about themselves.
When I think of the term Fat Fancy, I think of a person of size with incredible style. Like, that's the first thing that I think of.
Knowing how to take something that's kind of crazy, or that some people might think is ugly or weird, that they might never touch, because a lot of fat clothes is like, whoa, you know, like a crazy pattern or like a weird cut, and taking something like that and wearing it and learning how to like pair it with other things and rock it and make it look fucking amazing, like very fashion forward and like just fabulous. Fat
Taking
fancy.
chances.
Yeah.
Taking fat chances.
Yeah.
Glamorous, 'cause that's just how I dance. You're glamorous. Can't look away, you're haunted by my vision, trapped by my style, and pants is the rhythm. Birds sing songs, so do I. Mama gets stitching, going dancing tonight.